Title: Love, Debt, and the Price of Silence. Written by unknown. I always believed that love would make everything easier. That once you found your person, the one who felt like home, everything else would fall into place. I was wrong. At 36, I had built a life I was proud of. A mortgage-free home, a carefully nurtured investment portfolio, and peace of mind that only discipline and struggle could earn. I grew up in a home where $20 felt like a miracle. Watching my parents stretch every dollar to raise us made one thing clear: I had to do better. And I did. Then came Helen. Beautiful, warm-hearted. She was 33, smart, full of dreams, and everything I had prayed for. We dated for 3 years, got engaged after 1. Planning the wedding felt like the final chapter in our love story. Venues were booked, outfits chosen, food tastings done. Everyone was excited. Everyone but me. Not because I didn't want to marry her, I did, but there was something I needed to do first. A prenup. I brought it up the evening we got back from finalizing our wedding venue. I was calm, respectful. This isn't about trust, I said. It's about protection. For both of us. She went silent for a few seconds. Then she exploded. You're already planning for divorce, she snapped. You don't trust me. You're making this about money. I tried to explain. Marriage is a contract. And every contract needs terms. She didn't let me finish. She stormed out of the room, and things changed after that. Something shifted. She became withdrawn, almost suspiciously quiet. At first, I thought it was just stress, wedding jitters maybe. But then I noticed things. Letters from credit card companies she never mentioned. Missed payments. Excuses that didn't add up. I'll handle it later, she kept saying. One night, I couldn't take it anymore. I asked her directly, Helen, do you have debt? She froze. There was a long silence before she finally whispered it. $92,000. I stared at her, stunned, speechless. It wasn't from a business venture, not from student loans, just years of spending, trying to keep up appearances, buying things she couldn't afford, giving in to pressure, emergencies, she called them. And the worst part? She never planned to tell me. I sat there, the woman I loved beside me, realizing I had no idea who I was about to marry. I'm still willing to marry you, I told her honestly. But the prenup is non-negotiable now. She looked at me like I'd slapped her. You're punishing me for being vulnerable, she said. Then her mother called. She accused me of humiliating her daughter. Called me materialistic. Selfish. But they didn't understand. This wasn't about money anymore. It was about trust. I didn't sleep that night. I just sat on the edge of the bed, staring at the prenup draft lying beside me like a loaded weapon. It wasn't supposed to feel this way. Love wasn't supposed to feel like choosing between protecting your future and keeping your partner. But maybe that's where I was wrong. Because love, real love, should never put you in a position where you have to lose yourself to keep someone else. I called her the next morning. I wanted to talk. One last time. Not to fight. Not to win. But to understand what she truly felt and what she wanted moving forward. We met at the cafe where we had our first date. She looked nervous. Defensive. Like someone preparing for war. I just looked at her, really looked. This was the woman I wanted to build my life with. And I still loved her. But something had broken between us. I'm not walking away because you have debt, I told her gently. I'm walking away because you lied, and you tried to guilt me into silence when I asked for protection. She said nothing. I would have fought with you through anything. But how do I marry someone who's willing to drag me under just to save face? How do I trust someone who sees protection as punishment? She finally looked at me, and in her eyes, I saw something unexpected. Not anger, not sorrow, just exhaustion. Like she knew she had lost something she couldn't fix. "I'm sorry," she said softly. "I just wanted you to see me as enough." And in that moment, I finally understood. This wasn't about money. It was about shame. About a woman who felt that her worth was tied to a version of herself she thought I expected. So she hid. And in hiding, she hurt us both. I left the cafe with a heavy heart, but with peace. The wedding was called off. There were tears. There were whispers. Her family called me names, painted me as cold and calculating. But none of them knew what I had seen up close. The quiet cracks beneath the smiles, the pride that led to silence, the lies wrapped in love. I still believe in love, but love needs truth. And marriage? Marriage needs more than romance. It needs logic, communication, transparency, trust. I don't regret walking away. I regret that she didn't trust me enough to walk with me honestly. But maybe, just maybe, letting go was the most loving thing I could do for both of us.